So today, we're going to break down a really core concept in economics, one that gets to the heart of a question we all face. Should I spend this money now, or should I save it for later? We're diving into what's called the two-period consumption saving model, and we're basing this explainer on material from Carlos Veig's fantastic book, Open Economy Macroeconomics, as adapted by Alberto Ortiz.
All right, let's start with something we can all relate to. Imagine, out of the blue, a surprise bonus lands in your bank account. Awesome, right? But then comes the big question. What do you do with it? Do you go on a shopping spree right now, or do you stash it away for some future rainy day? That decision, right there, is what this is all about. And that choice has a name. Economists call it intertemporal choice. It's just a fancy way of saying we're always making trade-offs between consuming something today versus consuming it tomorrow. This single idea is the foundation for pretty much all of personal finance. Saving, borrowing, investing, you name it. So, how do we wrap our heads around it? Well, we build a simple model.
To really understand how we make these choices, economists don't just jump into the messy, complicated real world. Nope. First, they build a simplified little world, kind of like an economic sandbox, where they can isolate the one big decision we're trying to figure out. So, in this sandbox, life is boiled down to just two moments in time, today, which we'll call period 1, and tomorrow, period 2. And in this world, we only care about 4 things: the income you get in each period, the stuff you spend it on, your consumption, and the crucial link between today and tomorrow, your decision to either save or borrow money. That's it. Simple.
Okay, so every game needs rules, right? And the main rule in this economic game is a big one you already know. You can't spend money you don't have, at least not over your entire lifetime. This rule is captured in something called the budget constraint.
For period 1, or today, the rule is super straightforward. You get your income, your paycheck. You can either spend it or you can save what's left over. The amount you spend plus the amount you save, well, it can't be more than what you earned. Makes sense.
But then we get to tomorrow, period 2. And suddenly, the decisions you made yesterday really matter. The amount of money you can spend tomorrow is your new income plus everything you saved from yesterday, and hopefully that savings has earned a little bit of interest, so your choices today directly limit or expand your options for tomorrow.
So you can think of saving and borrowing as basically a time machine for your cash. Saving lets you ship your spending power into the future so you can enjoy more tomorrow. Borrowing lets you pull your future spending power into the present so you can enjoy more today. It is the bridge that connects your financial present and future. Now, what happens when you stitch these two periods together? You get this really powerful idea called the lifetime budget constraint. What it shows is that when you factor in interest, the total value of everything you'll ever spend in your life has to equal the total value of everything you'll ever earn.
Like, if you just strip away all the math for a second, the idea here is, well, it's huge. It forces us to stop thinking about our weekly or monthly budget and start thinking about our lifetime budget. It's not about what you earn today that matters most. It's about what you earn over your entire life that really determines your total spending power.
All right, so we've got the rules of the game, our lifetime budget. But how do you actually play the game to win? How do you make the best possible choices to maximize your happiness, or what economists call your utility?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's all about optimization. We all want to be happy today, but we also want to be happy tomorrow. Finding that perfect sweet spot between the two, that's the key to winning this whole intertemporal choice game. You might not even realize you're doing it, but you're constantly making this little calculation in your head. What's going to bring me more genuine satisfaction? Spending $1 right this second, or saving that $1, letting it grow with interest, and spending a little more than $1 tomorrow. And believe it or not, there's actually a mathematical formula for finding that perfect balance. It's called the Euler equation. Now, it can look a little intimidating, but all it is really is the golden rule of consumption. It's the recipe that tells you exactly how to balance the joy you get from spending today against the joy you'll get from spending tomorrow. And what this all boils down to is a kind of tug-of-war. On one side, you have your own personal level of patience, how much you value future happiness. On the other side, you have the market interest rate, which is basically the reward the world gives you for being patient. If you're naturally a more patient person than the market is rewarding, you'll save. If you're an impatient person, you're probably going to borrow. Okay, so we've got the rules and we've got a strategy. So what's the big payoff here? What's the single most game-changing insight we get from putting all of these pieces together? This quote, right here from the source material. This is it. This is the big punchline. The ability to save and borrow, to trade across time, completely shatters the link between our spending today and our income today. It frees us from the tyranny of the paycheck cycle.
And that idea has a name. A pretty famous one, actually, the permanent income hypothesis. It argues that we don't really base our spending decisions on how much money is in our account right now. Instead, we instinctively base them on what we expect our average, long-run, permanent income will be over our entire lives.
And this isn't just some dusty old theory. You see this in action everywhere. Why do students take out loans? Because they're borrowing against the high permanent income they expect to have after they graduate. Why do we buy houses with 30-year mortgages? To smooth that enormous cost over our lifetime. Retirement savings? That's just us moving money from our high-income years to our no-income years. It even explains why if you get a one-time bonus, you save most of it, but if you get a permanent raise, you change your whole lifestyle.
All right. Whew. That was a lot, I know. A real whirlwind tour through a super powerful economic idea. So let's just take a second and recap the most important things to remember.
If you only take away 3 things from this, make it these. First, think bigger. Your real spending power comes from your lifetime income, not just what's in your current paycheck. Second, it's a balancing act. Your choices are always a trade-off between your own patience and the market's reward for that patience. And third, the really big one, we spend based on our long-term prospects, our permanent income, not just on short-term blips. And that's our look at this consumption-saving model. The final thought I'll leave you with is a question. While we can never know the future for sure, just the act of thinking about your permanent income can be a really powerful tool to help you make smarter, more forward-looking financial decisions starting right now.